Welcome back to the National Briefing with me, Kelly Nash. Normally flying the plane at about 30,000 feet. Got a good purview of the national news, but today we're going higher. We're going like Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, Gail King and the Gals, lower Earth orbit there. We're going up there because I want to take a look. I want to get a purview of the entire planet, but I think we're seeing a reckoning happening right now. And when you look at what's going on in Europe, we talk about it from time to time, but the last few days has really been going off in specifically Spain. There's a town there called Torre Pacheco. Torre Pacheco is now got riots happening all over the place. And depending on which media source you look at, it could be described as far-right activists targeting migrants, or it could just be townspeople have had enough with the Muslims. The Muslims apparently are attacking people in their town, and there's all kinds of violence happening now. But that's just one town in Spain. But if you look at just the entire Western European front, and it's like I'm talking about World War II, the Western Front, you see that Greece has now approved the suspension of any asylum applications from anyone from North Africa. They just said, if you're from North Africa, you can't even apply here anymore. Austria has deported all Syrian nationals, specifically Syrians. You must go. Germany also following that lead. You cannot apply for asylum if you're from Syria, and any Syrians must leave the country immediately. France and the UK have now ended their acceptance of anybody coming on small boats crossing the English Channel. They should just get them out. We do not want migrants. Now, is that true of all migrants? No. What we hear you targeting here is people from North Africa, people from Syria. Why? Because they're trying to change the culture. Let me play you a statement here. This is a guy named Patrick Bet-David. I think most of you heard of him, pretty popular internet personality these days. Patrick Bet-David was born in Iran, raised in a camp in Germany, I believe, before his parents finally moved to California when he was a teenager. And he's made quite a life for himself in the United States. He made this statement on another popular podcast, the Tom Bilyeu podcast. I'm actually a little shocked that he said it out loud.
One of the laws that I believe we need to create is in America, if you want to become a senator, a congressman, a mayor, you have to be a Catholic, Christian.
Really? You want to mandate that?
Oh my God. If you want to bring your way of thinking from your country and Sharia law here, we can't do that.
Now, I don't necessarily go as far as Patrick Bet-David in that you must be a Christian, although you must embrace Christian values. And there's a difference. We don't have a state religion, and the reason we don't have a state religion, for those of you who are very sensitive about separation of church and state and those types of things, again, that was to prohibit the state from forcing a religion upon anybody. We can't force the religion upon you. However, we should celebrate when we have Christian leaders. The Christian values have benefited everybody because it's the Christian values who value women, who value migrants, who value minorities. The Christian values say we're all created equal in the eyes of God. That is not the way a lot of other religions look at people. No. So if you're agnostic, atheist, you're a Muslim, you're a Buddhist, you're a whatever, the Christian values say we're all equal. They don't say that in other religions. We're not all equal. So you benefit from the Christian values. So I'm not saying that we need Christians exclusively, like Patrick Bet-David says. Now, again, he grew up in a country that had Sharia law, so he understands the dangers far better than I would. But he also recognizes correctly that the culture is under attack. The culture is under attack. Now, I'll take you, this is a statement here. There's no way you would ever guess who said this. Quote, immigration is bringing to the country people whom it's very difficult to assimilate, who do not promise well for the standard of civilization in the United States of America. That was Henry Cabot Lodge running for president in 1891. And by the way, he was right. He was talking specifically about the Chinese at that time. If you go to just about any major city in America, there is a Chinatown, because previous to the Chinese immigration population of the or migration of the 1880s, there was basically no rhyme or reason. Somebody somewhere said, I want to go to America. If you wanted to get to America, it was a really difficult journey. If you made it to America, congrats, pal. Now you've got to start a business. You've got to do something, because there is no safety net in the United States at that time. So how do you start a business? You have to assimilate to the people that you're going to try to do business with. You've got to fit in with them. The Chinese kind of try to change that model, and they were coming over in large groups and setting up in certain areas of town, and then they would just do business with themselves and then trying to influence the culture. That's why, again, you still have Chinatowns in just about every major city in America. And the Americans actually voted to stop accepting anybody from China, made it illegal for you to come to, it's one of these things where you say these things and then people look at you like you're cross-eyed. Did you really just say nobody from China was allowed to move to America? Yeah, it was a law. That was a law. And we did certain laws against the Irish, and we did certain laws against the Italians, and we did certain laws against all kinds of population groups that were coming en masse. And this is even before we had the safety nets. Once you get the safety nets coming in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, immigration really had to clamp down because people wanted to come and just take advantage of it. There's freeloaders, and then there's people who want to change your culture. If we're all thinking like an American, if you put America first, or you put Finland first, you're from Finland, you put whatever the country you're from is first, you put Egypt first, whatever you're from, that is a healthy condition for the country. You're all assimilating, you're all moving towards a similar goal. Same in the human body. If all your cells are moving, all your organs are going together, everybody's moving in the right direction, our goal is life, our goal is health, everything's fine. But if part of your body says no, I want to move in a new direction, we call that cancer. And how do you stop cancer? It usually takes a very dramatic, sometimes violent. It's not pretty when you're trying to fight cancer. And what America has, what Western Europe is facing right now, is a cancer where they are trying to change your culture, and we cannot allow that. Because if you do allow it, it's gone forever. Once it dies, it's not coming back.